Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Horror Debate. I'm Michael Mandy, and he's Rowdy Jeff.
I am. Oh, yes, I am. And this week we're reviewing The Hills Have Eyes, the original, not the remake, from 1977, directed by Wes Craven.
And it's a very good film.
The end.
The end.
So, what's the deal with this flick, Mike?
The deal with this flick is...
You made me watch it.
That's right, I did.
All right.
Because Wes Craven and a bunch of friends went out to the desert right after he did Last House on the Left, and basically made a film, I think, that rivals the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre in terms of its style and appearance and attitude.
No.
Yes.
No. The only way it matches the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is that they're kicking up a bunch of dirt in their faces. That's the only thing that it matches.
Well, that's
on
one
the Texas
aspect
Chainsaw
of it. It is a
Massacre.
dirty film.
It's a dirty film, but in a whole different way than Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay, what I mean is you can tell these actors did not have giant trailers with air conditioning off camera.
Are you kidding me? Oh, man,
These
you know that
actors
old man had his own kickback with HD TV and is in his
right.
freaking trailer.
That,
come on.
That old man looked like he lived in the desert. Come on. What a great character actor he was.
He
man.
was. And, you know... okay, first and foremost, I got to kind of give you a little bit of backstory on this whole thing.
First, give us the plot, Jeff.
No, the hell with the plot. Now, let me just say
Family
this.
stuck out in the desert, and people from the hills come down and try to eat them.
Exactly. I mean, how intense can we get with the plot of this thing? But let me just say this. This is an older film, like we said, 1977, right? I was all of like 6 years old or something like that.
This was probably one of the first real modern-type horror films I ever saw.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd grown up watching the Hammer films with, Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee.
Right.
But this was like the first brutal horror film I ever saw.
The deal is with this new release, which, and I've said this in another review, is that, these companies...
The new DVD release.
The companies, they really need to commit to going back and taking these older movies and redoing them right for DVD. Now, we watched the remastered THX Ultra...
DTS.
Killer version, right? DTS ES 6.1. And I was shocked. I was actually shocked. I had to do a double take at my receiver to make sure it was actually getting 6.1. It really was. I don't know why exactly yet, but it was. I did notice where they really took the sound field and opened it up. I mean, it was massive. It was like everything had bass. Everything was crystal clear. But the problem with that in a movie that's from 1977 is that you can hear every little punch in, every little overdub that was done. Now you got to imagine that this thing was done in mono, back in the day, and then revamped into the 6.1 envelope, and it some of it came out really well. I noticed a lot of really nice, bright, big sound effects in the back, but the dialogue suffered because you could hear every little defect in it. I'm not sure they wanted to do that because it really makes the movie show its age even kind of more than what the visuals did. Now, the visuals were redone in a nice widescreen presentation, 185:1. Looked good, although they didn't take the grain out of the picture, and I think they probably did that for effect. They left it in there for effect because it looked its age, believe me. Just like the old man at the beginning. It looked its age, brother, okay? So, but I was pleasantly surprised overall. I'm one of those people that, and I'm going to admit this, and this is something that I don't admit, I saw the remake before I saw the original. Yeah. So, and for it being such an old movie, that's kind of ridiculous that I never watched the original. It's been sitting on my shelf for forever, and I just never got around to it. And, it's kind of weird kind of watching things in reverse, but now the remake makes sense. That's all I can tell you. I think that overall, the story was solid, and that's what makes this movie.
Yeah, I love the story. It's very simple. It's very to the point. There wasn't a lot of excess actors running around and stupid little subplots going on. It was just, here we go. Mom, Dad, Grandpa, baby. Psychos wanting to eat baby.
Psychos wanting to eat baby. That sums it up. That should have been the plot. That was the plot. Why didn't you say that?
Maybe that should have been the name of the film.
Psychos wanting to eat baby. Rotisserie. Yeah. No. Yep. Honestly, dude, I got to tell you, the actors that they got for the original, a lot of times, you watch the remake and they're like totally different people. It almost seems like, they kind of rewrote the character because they got somebody so different for the remake in personality and looks and everything else. And I got to tell you, after watching the original, I could see totally. I was like matching the characters up without even really paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
They did an excellent job. I'm just going to say this real quick about the remake. They did an excellent job in recreating those original characters, because I was watching the original going, oh, I know who that is in the remake, and like the father and stuff like that. I mean, it was almost a perfect fit, the people that they got for the remake. But this is about the original, and so yeah. But quality stuff. I mean, overall, pretty good. Not my cup of tea. I mean, it looks older than dirt. It looks older than dirt.
So is that your main problem with the film? Is just the appearance of it?
Not just the appearance, but the dialogue. You go back to 1977. Of course, the dialogue is going to sound trite and just not flowing well.
I want me a cheeseburger.
Yeah, and the father. I just got to say this. After I just bragged about the characters, the father, not the old man, not the father of the was it the wife that had the baby? That was her dad, right? That was driving.
D. Wallace?
Yeah.
Okay, what it was the guy who looked like Sonny Bono. And
That's
D.
the guy
Wallace.
I'm trying to talk to. That's the guy I'm trying to talk about, I should say. I don't want to talk to him because he's just not my type. But the guy I'm trying to talk about.
Oh, come on, that mustache probably got it.
The Sonny Bono character. I was expecting to ski into a tree, dude. I was just waiting. I was waiting.
Bad.
But no, he bothered me. Okay, throughout the entire film, and I don't know why. I think it was because he was a little snivelly.
Okay.
He was a little snivelly, and it cracked me up when he tried to get tough.
Yeah.
When he tried to go out there and whoop some butt.
Well, but nerdy people who do that kind of do look silly when they get a little bit of a gumption behind them.
Okay, but you don't have to film it.
Well, this movie had to film it.
Okay, but what I'm getting...
Okay, the point of this film was these people that were very, I don't want to say gentle and peaceful, that sounds stupid, but the
normal people.
Well, not even normal, but even maybe a little bit on the pacifist side. And this movie put these people in a situation to drive them to an extreme where they had to dig inside of them and pull something out that they didn't know they even had.
Right.
I mean, even he admitted that he was surprised he had it in him. It took, the loss of his wife and the loss of his baby to make him just freak out and go nuts.
He didn't look that upset when D. Wallace got killed.
Well, he was more upset about the baby.
He turned her over and went, I guess I'm not having another one.
Yeah.
And that was the look on his face,
Well, you know why? Because he knew she had a career. She was going to do E.T. He knew he didn't have a career.
And Cujo.
Yeah.
And Cujo. Yeah.
And wasn't she also in The Howling?
Oh, I don't know. But it's funny because as soon as I saw her on the screen, I didn't even look to see who was in the flick. As soon as I saw her on the screen, I was like, Cujo. That's all I said was Cujo. Yeah. That's what I relate her to.
And Michael Berryman, that's the guy that was in the Motley Crue video.
That's
Michael Berryman.
Now there's a significantly tore up face right there, dude. That guy.
That guy. He's obviously he sold the film.
He's so successful because of the way he looks and because he's quirky. I loved him in the film. I thought he was great. I thought one of the best parts of the film. Now who was the big old hairy dude though?
Papa Jupiter?
Is that what he's... Okay.
Papa Jupiter.
Because Papa needs to go back to Jupiter, man.
With the big giant gash in his face where the old man watched him.
Like this the whole time.
They were supposed to be, inbred hicks living out in the wilderness.
Okay.
Okay. And not even wilderness, on a bunch of rocks in the desert.
Oh, I do want to say, I was talking about the 6.1 deal. I got to say this. When the father was driving... Okay,
the grandpa, the
grandpa, the old guy. Yeah.
Okay.
When he's driving the family before they crash, before the plot really gets kicking in, when those freaking F-14s fly over his head, dude, I jumped off the couch, man. I don't know who was at the knobs, who was at the control board when they were remastering this thing, but he had that turned up to 10.
All right.
Okay, I mean there was rumble through the jungle, man. It was coming all over me, man. I was like, wow, fantastic stuff, man. But the thing is with a movie like this. Again, you end up with a situation, like you said, where normal people are made into an extraordinary situation, and it changes their character. And I love the way in the story that you see kind of the guttural response,
the transformation,
come out of these people. And I think that's a big point for this movie. There's not a lot of special effects. There's not a lot of anything real special about it, but it's the characterization and the transformation that made this movie story-wise really click, in my opinion. Yeah. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, I would be, it's funny. I can imagine being a movie producer, sitting in a big New York office with a lot of money, and these two guys walking in, hey, we want to go out in the desert and film a movie.
Right.
Okay, fine. We're just going out with one bus and 9 people and come back with this. I mean, that shows the talent all around, not just the director, Wes Craven, but the actors involved.
Right, and this is something that you could see, this is back when Wes Craven was still making his name. His
I think
hands were all over it.
This is a Wes Craven film. I
Yeah.
mean, the Scream films, the Nightmare on Elm Streets. I mean, he's doing a lot of films, and he's I don't want to say, putting his name out, just slapping it as a producer, one of the just so it'll get a release. But this film is where you can see he's got his prints everywhere on
Wes,
this.
give us a call, man. Clear up your name, will you?
Yeah.
We're wondering what's going on with the whole, like, Wes Craven Presents in association with Wes Craven, filmed at Wes Craven's backyard. This stuff that comes up on the screen when you're watching these. I want to know what's going on, man. Are you into these things, or are you kind of giving
Are you like on autopilot?
Yeah, giving people the permission to go use your name, man. We want to know,
Yeah.
But because Judah Freelander, man, he seemed to think that, dude was there 2 days during Feast and said, "Oh yeah, things are going good. See ya."
Yeah.
So we want to hear it direct from Wes. But I'm gonna score this movie, and I think it deserves a 3. I think it deserves a 3. I think that it's a solid story. Definitely shows its age, and if you can get past that, which sometimes I have a hard time getting past, but if you can get past that, there's a lot of meat here.
Yeah.
And in more ways than one.
I like the fact that it looks that. I think the age of it helps make the film.
Yeah.
If it was all shiny and glossy and everything, I don't think it would work.
I'm not necessarily
it would work
talking
for me.
about the way it looks, but when you're listening to the dialogue, I mean, today, some of it's going to make you split your side. I mean, it's like, oh my God, what were they thinking, But if you transport yourself back to 1977, it starts to make sense. And Dee Wallace was hot back then, wasn't she? Man, she was looking pretty good, I have to say, man. I just want to throw that in there. Before she got bit by Cujo, she was a pretty hot character. So, yeah, man. So 3 stars for me.
Yeah, definitely a solid. I wish we did halves. I would love to give it a 3.5, but it's not a 4.
Cheap way out on this
but it's
one.
not a 4
It's not a
star.
4.
So I'm going to give it a gung-ho 3 star.
There you go. A gung-ho.
Gung-ho.
In place of a half, we go gung-ho. Okay.
All right, I'm Michael Mandy. He's Rowdy Jeff. We will talk to you next week at the Horror Debate.